Today we're talking about the 5 reasons why INFJs struggle in this world. Every single person has challenges in their life, and there are really hardships that happen to every single person. And it's not like being an INFJ is always worse than it is for another person. But the truth is that if an INFJ goes through life in general compared to another person with the same challenges, with the same things going on, it seems like the INFJ is struggling a bit more. But trust me, it doesn't have to be this way. Today we're going to talk about why the INFJ in general struggles a bit more and struggles in the world, and how we can use this knowledge not just to, level the playing field, but actually turn it to an advantage for us. Before we get started, I want to remind you, if you haven't done this so far, to download the free poster on the INFJ Epic Life Formula. And if you want to start changing your life today and say, this is my time, I'm ready to make it happen, then get the INFJ Epic Life audio guide. Everything you need to know you can find in the links in the description. Reason number 1 INFJs struggle in this world is because we prioritize others. It is so much easier for us to focus on how others are doing, what's going on in their life, how they are feeling. And this brings a lot of hardship with it. On the one hand, you might say, okay, but that's who I am. I rather want to suffer a little bit, but I'm not going to be a person who doesn't help a person when I see that they need my help. But the truth is, we do it to such an extent that we pretty much are starving ourselves. We attract narcissists, we forget what is actually important to us, we forget what is healthy for us, and so we pretty much get to a place where we are barely surviving, just in the hope of making the life better for others. And this isn't just coming from a place of not being selfish or being a good person. This is also something that makes life easier for us in the short term, right? Because it's hard for us to look inward, as in, how am I feeling? What's going on with my emotions? The way we're set up, we're just focused on how are others feeling, what is going on in their mind, how can I make our interaction better by being there for them. So if we know that this is a default state of ours, we have to be very careful how we're going to use it. Because as you see, what I'm doing every day is helping people. But I've learned to do it in a way where I'm protecting my boundaries. I'm not doing it with friends who are not asking for my help. I'm not attaching myself to people in hope that while I attach myself to them, I'm going to forgo all of my problems and everything will be okay. I used to be like this, and I see a lot of INFJs going down that road. But the truth is, you will struggle this way. It's not even that you could say, oh, you're happy and you're helping people. It's just going to be a little bit harder. The truth is, if you're not being careful how you help people, and that you do protect your boundaries, and you do it in a way where you say, no matter what, I'm going to make sure I'm okay, then you're going to struggle, and you're not even going to be such good of a help to others. Because if you are barely making it by, if you're stuck, if you're depressed, if you feel like you're not getting out of your shell, you're not going to be able to help people like in a big way. You're going to probably even enable them to continue their unhealthy behavior, because you're going to be the crutch who helps them out. So if you want to take this tendency of yours and turn it around, then find a way to apply all of that knowledge that you have about other people, your willingness to help, in a way that is respected. So you only help people who are asking for your help. You are doing this only in ways where people accept your help as a mentor. You're not going into friendships, into relationships, and pretend like you're equals, but in the end, you're the one who's fixing the other person, right? And you make sure that no matter what you do, you are being your own best friend and creating a better future for yourself. You will see how this inevitably will make your life so much easier, and you're actually going to be able to help people in a way more efficient and healthy way. Reason number 2 why INFJs struggle in this world is because we have a hard time being in the moment. And it's not just a matter of, oh, you have to be in the moment in order to enjoy life, which is definitely the case. Like, I've experienced this so often when people said, okay, you just got to be here, enjoy this, be part of the community, be part of this event, and you will feel happiness. I just couldn't do it before I started my transformational journey, and before I understood that I, as an INFJ, have to do very specific things to really feel that. So on the one hand, you're not experiencing life to the fullest because you're not in the moment. And second of all, you need to be in the moment in order to take action. And you need action to move your life forward. We as INFJs are cerebral beings. We as INFJs, we love to do research. We love to do personal development. We love to, go into ourselves and just understand so much what is going on, not only with us, but also with others. But the thing that we really struggle with is being in that moment and taking the action that is necessary. You have to know that this is not something you're going to like the taking action part. But it will get easier once to learn how to anchor yourself in reality. And then you're not only are going to be able to move your life forward, you're going to be excited about that process. So you're going to be excited about the process of improving your life on your terms, but you're also going to be able to enjoy what is happening, right? This is a huge component that a lot of INFJs feel like is not a possibility for them. I know that's what I felt. And the way to overcome this is to really come to terms with, this is how my life currently is. The best way that I have found to do this is to tell yourself, what if it never got any better? A lot of the times we as INFJs detach from reality because, we have the hope that things are going to change. And I'm not saying they're not, but they're only going to change if we make the change happen. And in order to make the change happen, we have to first accept what is going on now. And the best way I have found to do that as an INFJ is to ask ourselves, what if it never got any better? So imagine your life. You're never going to get a better apartment. You're never going to get a better relationship. You're never going to get more income. You're never going to get, to a place where you share your gift. And to sort of, really confront yourself with this. Because when you do this, a lot of negative emotions will come up. Shame, guilt, resentment, and a lot of grief. Because at that moment, you're grieving the life that could have been. But only if you do this, you're feeling the emotions that you actually have about your current situation, right? And only once you have those feelings, you confront yourself with them, you feel them, you can heal them. Because then, you sort of accept, well, this is my baseline. This is where I'm at right now. I'm not imagining and, bypassing my current reality in the hopes of one day it will get better. But you first accept what is going on. And only once you start accepting what is going on, you can start looking at it from a positive perspective and start being proud of yourself for everything that you've achieved so far. And when you start looking at it from a positive perspective, that's when you can, infuse gratitude. And that's when you can start making it even better than it has been before. You have to ground yourself. You have to anchor yourself as an INFJ, right? We're always in the clouds. We have to anchor ourselves and then improve upon that. And then our vision is going to be the North Star that we're working towards. And so that way you can not only, enjoy the moment, but as I said, you are enjoying the process of moving forward. We have numbed ourselves so much in order to bypass all of those pains that are, connected with accepting what is going on, that we're not feeling anything. And that's why we have, such a hard time living in the moment, enjoying the process and so on. So if there's one thing I can recommend when it comes to changing that tendency, then it's confronting yourself with the question, what if it never got any better? Reason number 3 why the INFJ struggles in the world is because we feel misunderstood and different. If you don't have people around you that mirror back your experience, you feel isolated. You don't feel like you're being seen. You feel disconnected. You don't feel like you're part of a community. And that can get very depressing. And for us INFJs, it's something that we've experienced all our lives because on so many levels, we feel like people are not seeing us. But let me tell you one thing. It's not just because you're an INFJ and others aren't, right? It's great that we have this community. It's great that we have other INFJs who, can understand what we're going through. But one of the reasons why we're not feeling connected to the people around us who aren't INFJs is because we're not sharing with them our whole truth. Think about it. I mean, no person is really going to be able to be completely transparent or to be completely authentic. To expect that is, just too much to ask for. But we have to be aware that just because we want to be authentic and because we value deep, true conversations, that doesn't mean that we're allowing ourselves to be ourselves. Because we have been taught so often that the way we are is too different, is not something that can be understood. And so, therefore, we hide so much of ourselves. We hide our strengths. We hide maybe areas where we are better at than others because we don't want to, have them reject us. And so many things like this. So if you want to get better in this aspect and if you want to feel more connected, you have to be willing to face more rejection, because it's better to be disliked for who you are than to be liked for something that you're not. We're so good at, playing this image or playing this role that people are going to accept, that we forget that doing this will never make us feel connected. Real connection comes from accepting ourselves with everything that we are as much as we possibly can. Going outside into the world and saying, if people don't like it, I'm going to be okay. But that's the real me. So why try to be liked for just a role I'm playing? And once you start changing this approach, you will see how all of your relationships will change. And you will attract new people into your life. Dynamics with people that are already in your life will be completely different. And you will feel a connection and, a belonging that you never felt before. And so much of this you're actually going to give to yourself. You're filling yourself up. When before you were hollowing yourself out in order to, put yourself in somebody else's reality to sort of be accepted. It's time that you allow yourself to be, admired and appreciated. And the person who has to do that the most is you. So please accept yourself and share yourself. It's going to be okay. Reason number 4 why so many INFJs struggle in the world is because we have little to no guidelines. There aren't any role models. There aren't any, INFJs out there who are showing us that's how it is to be an INFJ. I mean, hopefully I am one of those people now, and, the community is growing more and more, but most of us have not had this their entire life. We don't have these people in society who are just known to be INFJs, and it's something that we can model. We have learned this later on in life. We have developed this, throughout time for ourselves. But this missing guideline and this missing, sort of understanding of this is how you could, move forward, and this could be a great example for you. This is currently still missing as like a common theme around the world. Thankfully, as I said, this is changing, the community is changing, and a lot more people get access to examples and positive examples of how to live an INFJ life, not just authentically, but really fulfilled, and to be okay with being who we are. Because most of the time, we have this image that is being presented of, be like that and you're going to be happy. And it's not what's going to make us happy. And if we're always looking towards that and we feel, but those things don't make me happy, I don't feel anything when I'm doing all the things I'm supposed to be doing, we get very frustrated. And that's when we struggle a lot, because we don't even know where to go. Now we know, okay? So make sure you look into all of the stuffs that are helping INFJs to, take advantage of all of the research and all of the experience that so many INFJs have already made, and no, this is working for us. Let's use this in my life, but use it in a way where it makes sense to you. You know how I always say, it's about living an INFJ epic life on your terms. So the most important aspect in all of this is your terms. It's not like there's this one thing that all INFJs want. It's about just understanding where to look and then finding out for yourself and learning how to trust yourself on that path towards that INFJ epic life. Reason number 5 why INFJs struggle in this world is because we crave deeper meaning and we crave intensity. So we need to create a life outside of the box in order to feel good. Living the default life that a lot of people, end up with isn't something that makes us feel good. So it's not like this default state or, living in the box is something that every person loves, but a lot of people can accept that. It's not something that, irritates them. A lot of people are maybe not completely happy, but they're not even questioning it. For us, it's like this red flag. It's this thing that is right in front of our face. Something is not going right. I'm not where I want to be. This is not what I'm supposed to be doing. And if you have those thoughts constantly, of course you're not going to be happy. But what is the solution here? Are you just going to say, no, I'm going to be okay with how things are? No, you have to understand that just because other people are okay with, living this mediocre default life, like they're not super happy, but they're okay, that doesn't mean that you have to be. But if you spend that time that you're already putting into learning about yourself, also into the action part of creating, the INFJ Epic Life, you're going to get it. It's not that difficult because, you might say, well, doing the right steps, changing my life, being proactive, being consistent, that's hard. But living an unfulfilled life is definitely harder. So you just got to choose your hardship. And why choose a hardship that is never going to get you to a better place? You can choose the other one. And so my whole point is that just because you struggle, because this mediocre life isn't enough for you, that doesn't have to be a bad thing. This struggle may be the reason why you're the one who's going to get out of your comfort zone, why you're the one who's going to go get that life that you always wanted. When others are, comfortable enough. They're not happy, but they're comfortable enough and are therefore not changing their lives. Remember, if you want some more guidelines how to change your life, to do it in an INFJ way that makes sense to you, where you see the progress and you get excited about the next step, then check out the free poster on the INFJ Epic Life formula. And if you want to go deeper and, transform your life altogether, then start off with the INFJ Epic Life audio guide. You can find everything you need to know in the links in the description. And if you want to watch another video now that is in alignment with today's topic, then watch the video when the INFJ finally accepts their mind-blowing nature. This is what happens.